So if we compare the agent UX with the traditional software UX, so traditional software, the UX is deterministic, whereas for agentic systems, it is probabilistic. For traditional software, the UX is menu driven, but for agentic systems, it is open ended, wherein user can give the input in the form of natural language. And since it is open ended, the input can be ambiguous, misinterpretation. Traditional software UX, it follows the static workflow, but agentic system UX, it is dynamic planning. For traditional software, we have clear affordances wherein we have fixed UI components, but agentic systems, the capabilities are usually hidden and we have to showcase it. That's the discoverability factor. For traditional softwares, the output is predictable, but for agentic systems, the output can be very variable. We can have variable outputs, even we can have uncertain outputs. And agentic systems, they should very clearly communicate uncertainty. If they are not sure about a particular response, they should clearly communicate. They should make use of hedging language, like I think, or based on these resources, this is what I came up with. And agentic systems, they might also give n best options, like for a particular input. If the agentic system is not that confident, so they should generate 2 3 versions of the response and ask clarification from the user itself rather than guessing. So traditional UX, it focuses on layout, because traditional UX, it focuses on the layout, the navigation, the task efficiency. But the agent UX design, it is very different. It should consider conversation design. So conversation design is not just about the chat, it's about turn taking, repair strategies, like how to fix a misunderstanding, and prosody, the tone and pace of information delivery. The agent UX design, it must also consider capability. In the absence of menus, the UI must use just-in-time education, showing the user what the agent can do exactly when that skill becomes relevant. So that is a capability discovery. Like in ChatGPT, when you give it a the input prompt, it will generate a response, and then in the end, it also tells it can do this for you, do this for you. Autonomy calibration. So agent UX must have autonomy calibration features, wherein some tasks, they need high supervision, especially the financial transfers, while others need low supervision. So the UX must allow the user to dial this up or down. So that is the autonomy calibration. Trust signaling. So trust signaling. So we should make use of visual cues, like the source citations, thinking steps, confidence scores, to prove the agent is working faithfully. That's a trust signaling. So agent UX design, it must consider failure recovery. So since agents, they can hallucinate or they can drift, the undo button is replaced by correction loops, wherein the user can nudge the agent back on track without starting over. So that's the graceful failure recovery. And context continuity. So agent UX must have a provision for context continuity. Agents must remember past interactions. The UX must visualize this memory so the user knows what the agent currently knows. So the agent UX, it blends product design. So agent UX, it ensures the agent solves a real problem and fits into a functional layout. Agent UX, it blends the conversational design. So the agent UX, it should manage the flow of information, linguistics, and the personality of the interface. Agent UX, it blends the behavioral psychology. So agent UX, it should address theory of mind, like how the user perceives the agent's intent and builds or loses trust. So that's the behavioral psychology. And the agent UX, it blends the systems thinking. So agents UX, it should understand how the underlying model, the data, and the user interface interact as a feedback loop. So now we are talking about a completely new design discipline, because now it's very clear that UI UX for like agentic AI systems is very different from traditional softwares. So we are talking about a new design discipline wherein we are talking about product design, the conversational design. Product design is about the functionality of the product. The conversational design, the interaction, the behavioral psychology, how the system is interacting with the user, and how the system is winning the trust of the user, and systems thinking.